Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1039A, and today's date is August 3rd, 2016, and the title of the episode is Get Prepared, the Economic Indicators Are Declining Rapidly. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, today we see the market, it's moved up a little bit. Not much. It's pretty much flat for the last couple of days. We've had some down days. We see gold drop down a little bit, but it's holding its own, getting very close to $1,400 an ounce. And we can see that this is a sign that the central bankers, they're losing control right now. Now, yesterday I mentioned that everyone's feeling the same pain. The UK, the United States, other European countries, especially in the housing market, because people look at housing and when prices are going up, they do feel that everything is fine. My investment's doing better. I feel good. I can sell this at any time, make a profit. When prices come down, people look at the situation and say, okay, I'm in this home. Now it's cutting into my down deposit if you made a down deposit. And I don't know if I can stay in this house any longer. Maybe I should dump it at this point. When we go out to Vancouver, and I know Vancouver, their housing is just doing incredibly well. There's a huge bubble there, but it looks like it's bursting. Looks like things are not going well because in Vancouver's real estate market, deals are falling through as foreign buyers are forfeiting their deposits on binding deals than rather pay the new tax. There is evidence of local buyers withdrawing offers in expectation that the market will now soften. Philip said, there's a domino effect here. One deal collapses. There's so many other deals impacted by that deal. We're seeing Dave Valley from Remax. I'm getting people coming to our open houses saying, this means the prices are going to come way down. So people are looking at the real estate market, not just here in the United States, not in the UK, but in Canada and many other areas. And they're starting to realize that prices are going to start to come down. And this is going to be an event just like we saw back in 2008. Remember how quickly the real estate market fell apart. We're going to see the same thing happen, but this time it's going to be much, much worse because last time the people actually owned the homes. This time, the American people, the Canadian people, the European people, well, they don't own the homes. There's a lot of speculators. There's a lot of hedge funds, investment companies. There's a lot of free money out there. And guess what? They all went into boosting, pumping this real estate market up. Now, ADP is out there, and they just came out with their jobs report. And they're saying July's 179,000 beat expectations of 170,000. It is still below the payroll levels. And very interestingly, we talked about construction spending, the payroll of construction, and we see that jobs in construction, well, they are sliding. And this is not a good sign whatsoever. So we're seeing construction spending declining. We're seeing construction jobs following that, and both of them are declining at the same time. And right now we see that this is going to be a huge problem. And we know that these numbers are manipulated to make the entire economy look a lot better. And the excuse that they're using today is the biggest problem that we're going to have is the lack of available workers. You mean the 100 million or so people that want a job but can't find one? We can't tap any of those people. I think what they're really saying here is that as wages continually decrease and as we approach this third world type of nation scenario, we need those people who are going to earn $1.50, $2, $3 an hour. Because I do believe that the powers that be, they're preparing this country for a third world job market. Because if we look in the past, wages continually increase. Now we're seeing wages decline. And we're seeing more and more illegal immigrants come into this country. I have nothing against people coming into this country. There is a process they should follow. We do have borders for a reason. And I believe the agenda is to fill those jobs with those individuals that are used to making very low wages. Because we know the TPP, one of the sections there where they said they're going to bring back manufacturing to the United States, it says that those individuals that are getting those manufacturing jobs from other countries, they will be paid in the currency and the wages they were making in their country. How does the U.S. worker compete with that? They cannot. And when we look at the situation, we see the economic indicators, they're just getting worse. Office Depot announced 300 more stores are closing. Now it's a total of 700 stores. It's a bad sign that this is continually happening. Kate Spade, their sales have plunged by 17%. Now they can't blame the weather. They can't blame anything like that. So they're blaming lack of tourism for the decline. I mean, they'll come up with any reason why their sales are declining. And the real reason is because the people don't have the funds to go out and spend on these type of items. We see New York City's last milk processing plant. It's about to close. 273 jobs will be lost. HSBC, their profits have fallen by 45%. And we're seeing many financial institutions where revenue is continually dropping. And then we look at the auto sales. This is a complete disaster. Ford sales to retail customers, stripping out fleet sales or sales to the government, were down 6%. Chrysler down 2%. And we are seeing this entire thing implode right in front of our eyes. GM, they managed to grow their retail sales by 5%, but they had incentives. And they spent 29% over the competition to 14.2% of total retail value. Looks like GM is doing the same thing they did prior to 2008. And it's not going to go over well. Now, the biggest winner right now is truck sales. Most of the truck gains for Ford came from cargo vans, which were up 35% year on year, while its F-Series pickup trucks, they're down by 1%. The SUVs, they're down by 5.3%. And when we look at this, we can see that the truck sales, the auto sales that were included in the entire calculation, most of it came from fleet sales and government purchases. The everyday person is not boosting the auto sales. And we also have to remember how the auto sales are actually really calculated when the government comes out with these numbers. And for the customer base, whenever they channel stuff a lot, they count that as a sale. So when we look at this entire situation, the auto market is declining right now. When we look at the service economy, well, this is also declining. Activity is at its weakest in 5 months, and new business is slowing down right now. ISM services missed expectations completely. And market concludes, and I don't mean the market, I mean the company market. Those looking for signs of the U.S. economy moving up a gear in the third quarter will be disappointed by the PMI readings for July. Again, we are seeing things rapidly fall apart. Mortgage applications, well, they have fallen by 3.5% on rates moving lower. Now, I understand when rates move up, people say, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to apply for an application. but rates are moving lower and applications are falling as rates are declining. Not a good sign. Last 2 weeks, we saw mortgage applications decline by 11%. And not every real estate company is poised to beat earnings this season, and those should be coming out very soon. We see the Baltic Dry Index. Well, that's fallen by 4 points. It's down to 641. And we can see the European banking system, the bloodbath continues. The stress tests are a complete disaster. The stocks of the European banks, they are declining rapidly. Now down 10% right after these stress tests. And we know these stress tests, they're a complete illusion. We know these banks are insolvent. We know when there's a downturn in the economy, things are collapsing, all they're going to do is go inside of the bank, which is called the bail-in, and take the depositors' money to prop the system up, because there are no bailouts at this time. And this is why everyone needs to be ready and prepared, because we are continually seeing these economic indicators. They are declining very rapidly right now. We're seeing no improvement whatsoever. And as we continue on throughout this year, it's just going to get much, much worse. So if you've been stocking up on food, going to Costco, going to Sam's Club, BJ's, going to the supermarket, or you're going online to like lifereliance.com, continue to do this. Do not stop. Because what is going to happen is the credit market, once everything starts to fall apart, and we know that supermarkets, warehouses like Sam's Club, Costco, and all the others, they don't keep things in the back. Everything is already out there. Almost all the stores do this now. So what you see is what you get. When the credit market freezes up, deliveries are going to come to a screeching halt. And we've seen this in Venezuela already. We've seen this in many different countries, actually. And this is why you want your food, your water, your cash on hand, your gold, your silver, a weapon to protect your family. Because you don't want to be in that situation where you're running around with the rest of the crowd. Because as we can see from many different videos, from many different situations around the world, it doesn't work out. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.